Hi, parents. I want to explain a few things and then I'm going to go over the pages. So last Monday, we had kind of a drive-through for people to come and pick up more materials. So our math that I've used for the last 3 years is called Go Math. This year, we were going to change to something else, not the district, just the kindergarten decided we were going to use something else. But when I saw it, it came in boxes and boxes and boxes. It was going to have to be sorted. I said, you know what? I want to go to Go Math. We had the option because I know the program. I didn't want to teach something brand new in a year like this with distance learning. I wanted to go to what I knew. And so they told me they had 2 boxes of Go Math and who would want them. I said, I do. They left them, next to my door. And then the day we went to pass them out, I realized the 2 boxes, each box had 10. And so that's only 20. And they didn't tell me they only had 20. I assumed there was enough for the whole class. So we had 3 kids who did not get their math, and they are trying to get some for me from another school or order them. I even went to Amazon and tried to order. And so for those 3 kids, Corbin and Logan and Jesse, I'm sorry. I did come up with a chapter 2 when we get to that, because I had them left over from last year, but everybody else has chapters 1 through 5. Now I was going to tell you to put them in your yellow folder, okay, but they really don't fit. So I would maybe stick these someplace else, in a cupboard or somewhere, and just start with 1. Now, when we're in the classroom, this is a lot of work, and this is why we chose that we weren't going to use it this year, because we have to pull these pages apart, and it's so much work. It takes 2 or 3 hours to get the mother helpers or me staying after school to tear these pages apart, because we don't use them all. But this year I'm going, whoa, look at, this is perfect for distance learning because you've got the whole little packet there. Now you're going to notice on the front it says Go Math. Chapter 1 is representing, counting, and writing numbers 0 to 5. And we've already been doing that for the last 4 weeks of school because we put those packets together, okay? So what we're going to do is just go through this really fast this week, and that'll give me a chance to give everybody, the 3 kids who didn't get these, to hopefully get them their packets. Next week start on chapter 2, which is comparing numbers. But right now what I want you to do is we do kind of tear these apart, and you are welcome to take your time and read all this information. There's an index in here. I'm going to just tear these pages off and throw them away. This is a cute little book, and I'm going to tear that out also. It's all about fall, and I might read that another day, but I'm going to tear that out. And it's you got to kind of hold that down and pull it or else the pages rip. I'm going to staple this, and I might read that another day. You're welcome to read it whenever you want, because I know the first day of fall this year in September is this Tuesday. So I think I'm going to save this, all right? Just because I have more to explain. So we're going to do the first couple of pages of review. And then also, they always include a set of flashcards. And the flashcards are in English and Spanish. And so it's fun to do. They have the word and in Spanish is E, right? Okay. And it says Y. I was confused. I've only had a little bit of Spanish. I need my husband here. Fewer. And then it's got the number 1, and it says uno. And it has a number, they're not in order, 5, cinco, 4, cuatro. And it has English and Spanish for some of the words that we're going to use. Now, we never send those home because I don't want parents to feel like their kids have to memorize those vocabulary words. And we use them all the time, so they're gonna learn them. So I'm going to tear this out too. And you are really, really welcome to do any of these pages. This is a game, okay? And if you want to play the game with the kids, you can do that. The directions are always on there. So I'm showing you, I'm going to tear all these out, probably throw those away, but you are welcome to use the flashcards, do the game, anything you want. This is where I'm going to start, okay? So we're going to start right here. It's page 13. Now it's going to be super easy for the kids because we've already done 1 through 5, but I still want to do it because they do approach it a little different way. It's more Common Core, and that is the reason why we sent these counters home. Okay, so it says, the directions are always at the bottom, not at the top. It says to use a counter to represent each number in the 5 frame. So instead of a 10 frame, which were on the pages that we were doing with you guys, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. So if there was one purple crayon, how could you represent that with a counter? So the kids would put their counter there, and we always had in the classroom, because if they take it home, their parents would say, hey, you didn't even do the page. It just says to use the counters, but we always have them trace around it. Okay, so I'm gonna trace around it. So I see one crayon and one counter, and I can go back and color that. And it doesn't really matter which color. We're not doing the shake thing yet on these pages. I'm gonna go ahead and trace. I see 2 crayons, 2 orange crayons. So I'm gonna trace these. Okay, and I don't have my crayons here, so that's it. That's only gonna take the kids a couple of minutes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tear this up and do the one on the other side. Now, same thing. How can you use a counter to represent one book? Okay, so you put the one counter in there. If it's hard for the kids to trace, because it sometimes is, they can just draw the circles, right? So instead, I do want them to put the counters down. So and what we have them do is, look, see if I can do this and hold them up. Okay, put a counter on each one of the tape, okay, or one on the book. Okay, now move these counters into the 5 frame. Move them on there. Okay, now take them off and draw them. All right, so I know it's really, really easy, but it's still good. Oh, and also I forgot, it says to trace the numbers. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead now. We trace the numbers and we do the exact same thing. We use the counter. I'm gonna put it in there for 1. I'm gonna draw it. I'm gonna put my 2 counters here. You can either trace them or draw them. How do you represent number 1 and number 2? Now, if you're not watching the video, I know I've had kids do this before, or for the homework, and they write 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. This is not a number writing page. This is a counting page. This is what show us the counters that represent these numbers, okay? So all you're doing is drawing the counters in there. Okay, I'm gonna do one more and that's it for today. So on the back of this now, it'll have directions at the bottom. I need to put my glasses on. It says, it's usually a story problem. Jen has 2 matching lunch boxes. Max has 1 lunch box. Circle the one that shows Jen. If Jen has Jen has 2 matching and Max has 1, which ones are Jen's? Okay, Jen had 2 and Max has 1, so which ones are Jen's? These, so we're gonna circle them. And then down at the bottom, or this one here, number 8, it says, draw to show what you know about the number 1. Okay, well, I'm just going to draw 1. I'm going to draw 1 sun because I know that there's only 1 sun in the sky that we see every day. And down at the bottom it says, draw to show what you know about the number 2. Tell a friend about your drawings. Now, I kind of did this with the kids in their Zoom. So for 2, we drew eyeballs because I said, what do you have on your body, on your face, that we have 2 of? 2 eyes. I hope everybody has 2 eyes, right? Okay, so they don't, you could draw 2 of something else. I just thought that was good because we have 1 sun, 2 eyes, right? And we're done. Now I do want to show you, so what I would probably do is staple those pages together. You can take a picture of those pages and send those to me today. You don't have to do front and back. Honestly, parents, if you take a picture of one of the pages and send it to me, then I know that you watched the video, okay? And I know that you did that, the kids did the lesson, all right? I don't have to see all 4 pages, unless you want to, all right? And then I want you to look at this. Now, those are beautiful colored pages, which is why we like the Go Math. And then there's a separate page that's black, and it's the exact same thing we did, but we usually use these for homework. So if your child wants to do this, they can, but it's pretty much exactly what they just did. So because we're not sending homework packets home this year, you can just throw that away when you get to the black ones, okay? It's kind of silly for you to do it. And then we're going to save the other pages for tomorrow, and they're going to be super easy. So all week long, we're going to do some super easy pages. We're going to finish this up. That gives me a chance to get those extra Go Math pages while we're reviewing to the 3 kids who didn't get them. And then next week, we'll hopefully start on Unit 2. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.